guys, welcome to Twist and Talk with Luke
and Jeff.
Today we're going to be here to talk about, some speed cubing news and whatnot. So starting off, GAN 5x5 just got released. They've been teasing it for like a couple of years now. They made the announcement probably like 3 years ago.
Actually?
Yeah,
Is that long ago?
Yeah, it's been rumored for a long time. They announced the 5x5 and Square One. Square One hasn't come out yet.
They're making a Square One?
Yeah, but
I feel like that would be good.
It probably will just be expensive. But we've got like no news about it other than it's supposedly coming this year.
I did not think the 5x5 would be good because 4x4.
Yeah, the 4x4 was but I think they're making a GAN 460 V2. Like I think they're redoing that. But the 5x5
just making it more trash.
Yeah. But the 5x5 is supposedly like the best on the market now. So it got released. It has a magnetic core, which is wild because like when we started cubing, there wasn't even a cube with a magnetic core yet. I think the first one to have that, I think it might have been the GAN 12.
Wait, first 5x5 with a magnetic core?
No, not the first 5x5, the first 3x3 because it was, I think
with magnetic core?
Yes.
Like where it connects to the core, like corner
like
to
where
core?
the corners connects to the
yeah. Like when did that first come out?
I don't know, but we had already started cubing, I think, or it was right when we started a couple years back. But it's just wild to see, like, it started out on a 3x3, not super popular, but
2021.
Yeah, so we started cubing that year. It was the
And then this guy made about it in 2020. He said core magnets are the future.
Yeah, that's wild. Time flies, and now they're using it on 5x5s, which is crazy. I think there's even like Diansheng's released like 11x11s with magnetic cores.
What? Magnetic cores?
Yes. Dead serious.
How expensive is that?
Probably I think it's like 150 or something. I have the Diansheng magnetic 8x8. Actually, it's really cool.
You have an 8x8?
Yeah. But anyways, so the GAN 5x5 got released, and Timon Kolashinsky used the prototype before it was released to set the 37.98 European record average, which I think is second in the world.
And then the 33.57 European record single.
Which was set after the cube was released, I believe. So the prototype might be the exact same cube as the one he used to set the single record, but the single came after the 5x5 was already released.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Qi, they re-released their Qi clock with, I think, like, stronger magnets or something, but they did an online poll on Instagram, or maybe it was Facebook, one of their social media, to basically readers got to pick what color they wanted on the clock. So they had multiple color schemes, I believe like 15 listed, and people would vote.
What were the colors?
There were lots. You can check on there.
Oh, yeah, I think I know.
There were a bunch. There were like purple.
Oh, I like the green and black.
Yeah, they had all sorts of cool colors, and so they ended up picking like a red and pink one and released it as a limited edition, about $10 more expensive, but they only made 2,000.
2,000?
I think
I saw it on SpeedCube Shop.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I kind of wanted to buy one.
Yeah, it looks cool, and I've heard good things about it. But what's interesting is that the poll, the clock that won was, I believe, the blue and green one. I think it was blue and green, but they actually didn't pick the most voted one like they said they would, and they just picked the red and pink one.
Why?
No, who knows? But maybe they just were kind of asking to generate curiosity and then ended up just choosing it on their own. But, yeah. So, who knows why, but they released that just like a few weeks ago. And it's not only are the colors different, but I believe it has like some magnets and stuff.
Yeah, it's $10 more expensive.
Yeah. Oh, what's the FTO? You want to talk about FTO?
Soon, the FTO, like the Diansheng FTO, Speed FTO, will be releasing soon. And I'm trying to get it for KillerCubes.com. I was trying to get it, but they had to fix something on it.
Yeah, so they're still going through prototypes.
Let's not say.
Yeah, let's not say too much. But it's going to be very monumental for like the FTO community because currently the only FTO on the market is the Lan. and it turns like worse than a Rubik's brand
I was
3x3.
searching it up, and they were talking about it like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I should have brought mine, but it's really bad. And like
Isn't
once
the
you
world record like 15 seconds though?
10,
10 seconds?
but it's on a modded. So
Oh,
there's
it's modded?
there's FTOs, there's LAN FTOs, but then there's also these things called Rex cubes. So there's a cube called a Rex cube that has like similar internals to an FTO, and you basically like sand down the Rex cube and stuff to make an FTO. So the world record wasn't set on a LAN.
That's what like people do with the big cubes,
Yeah.
and they like sand it down because like they clips.
Yeah. They did that back in the day, and I think still sometimes now. But
Yeah.
yeah. So this is gonna be the first like mass manufactured speed FTO, and it should be coming sometime in the next few months, which is
How much
very
do you think it'll
exciting. I'm guessing people are saying like around $25.
How much is the landline?
The landline is like 15 around there. So it's gonna be more expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. I've seen a video of the prototype and it's very good. Another very unfortunate thing that happened recently is that Daily Puzzles closed. So Daily Puzzles is like one of the major speed cubing stores up there with like Speedcube Shop and the Cubicle. It was always Speedcube Shop, the Cubicle, Daily Puzzles, you know, Cubello, Cubez and stuff. But they went bankrupt and they dropped a lot of sponsors, including Tingman, who's like one of the most popular.
Crazy.
Yeah, one of the most popular
I
creators.
saw this
cubing
video.
creators.
That was all the comments. Like, what about the sponsor?
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see if he like goes for a sponsorship with the Cubicle or Speedcube Shop, because I'm sure they'll be trying
Maybe a
this.
up and coming one in Australia.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be cool.
But I'm sure all the cube brands are rushing to try and snatch those channels up because they've got big followings, you know.
Yeah, especially Tingman. Like,
yeah, especially
maybe
Tingman.
Speedcube Shop.
Yeah, I'm sure. I guess all the Daily Puzzle sponsors have a combined subscriber total of like maybe 2 million or something.
Tingman's
3
like-
million.
Tingman's
carries
1
a lot of
million
that.
of it.
Yeah. Max Park got the 4x4 world record single, 16.83, and this was a very big deal because it was almost a 1 second jump. Like, it was a massive jump.
Wait, what was it?
Max Park 15.83. I think he posted a video.
Yeah, he did. That's why I saw it.
But
It was 16.79.
no,
Oh, wait, that one.
15.83.
15. Oh,
But it was almost a 1 second jump from his 16.79,
holy.
which lasted for like 2 years. So it's a huge. He solves the 4x4 faster than you can solve it 3x3.
Oh!
But anyways, okay, in other news, Yiheng Wang got a 0.93 2x2 average, which was the first sub 1 average, but then it was canceled because on solve 5, the judge lifted the cover before he was ready, but he did the solve anyway.
He didn't. He said it after it. So
Yeah,
like,
so he
that's
did
some
this.
controversy.
He did the solve anyway, and then it was a bad solve, so he asked for another solve, an extra, which is allowed, and then he got the world record. The reason that's controversial is because he could have easily been like, okay, I'll see if this solve is
want you
good.
to ask before.
Like, it's interesting to think if he had gotten the world record on that 5th scramble, would he have asked for an extra still? Because I don't honestly think so. So it was canceled, and then just like 2 weeks later, Zayn Kanani got a 0.92, beating it. And then, like a week after that, Yiheng got another 0.93, this time official. But then the interesting thing is people noticed that Yiheng's first 0.93 world record was back on the WCA rankings, and everyone was speculating, and then they just released the official statement a few days ago that they reinstated it, which is really interesting.
So what about the 0.92? Is that the world record?
0.92 is still the
That
world
took it?
record.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the database it shows that he had the world record at one point.
Oh.
Okay, Eric Kasparek, I think I'm pronouncing that right. He got double clock world records at one of his competitions.
Same one?
Yeah.
He got one world record, then got another?
Well, yeah, so it's interesting because he counted a world record single. So he, like, got a world record single and then got it again. So his average had a world record single in it, which is wild. So his 2.52 average was sub the previous world record single, which is insane. World record average, it was faster than the previous world record single, yeah. But I want to say, like,
Holy
he
crap.
doesn't compete often. That's the other thing. I don't think he has competitions very often. There are lots of good clockers that don't have.
Is that what they're called? Clockers?
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah. That don't have, like, that don't go to much competitions, don't get much rounds. Let's see. I'm trying to find his WCA profile. Oh my gosh.
It's ERYK.
Okay, yeah, I know. It just kept auto-correcting. So, like,
How many comps?
his competition that he got the world records at was just, like, 2 weeks ago. And his competition before that was 2 months before. He gets a decent amount of rounds, but
Wait, go to his first comp.
first comp? Yeah, so he was getting good clock signals.
Wait, go to his like very first comp.
That's it.
Is that his very first comp
Mhm.
ever?
Yeah.
When was it?
Hey,
We
we've been to our first comp.
We've been going to comps
We went to
like
3.
longer than him,
Yeah.
and he got the world record.
It's
He's
kinda-
just built different.
It's kind of sad seeing people who have been cubing not as long as me getting like really good.
I started before
You started
you,
before me.
and then like 2 months he was already getting like
Yeah,
14s,
I was
15s.
gaining on him pretty quickly, but that's pretty wild. Hey.
Hey.
But the thing is, this might get beat soon because another guy, Volodymyr K, I don't remember his last name. I know it starts with a K. He gets rounds like once every like year, and he was at a competition and he got a 3.10 clock average, which was a national record. And in the description of the video, he put meh because he averages like sub 3 at home. So
That's crazy.
honestly, I'm not sure how long this world record will last because there's
Yeah.
lots of good clock solvers who just don't get much rounds.
What about the Max Park sub 140?
Oh yeah, that was
7x7 mean. Do you think that'll last a while?
yeah. Well, the thing is,
He'll come and beat it in like
The
3
thing-
days.
yes.
In 3 days he'll come
Because-
and beat it.
Max is like, let me see. For average, he's almost a full 10 seconds ahead of second in the world, Seung-Hook Nam, and that's crazy because like then behind him there's a bunch of people who are just like 0.5 seconds behind, but he's way ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
So if it does get beat, it'll be by him and no one else except Seung-Hook Nam is very good.
Felix is top 15. Does he do
Yeah,
7x7?
Yes.
Like,
he
a lot?
held world records for 7x7, but
No, like now. That was
I
in
mean, I'm sure, but
2018.
Felix has fallen behind. He's not even
Yeah.
in the top like 15 for 3x3 average. Or he is
He is
15.
15th.
But
Wait, can you go scroll down a bit to like 100? The 100th? What's that?
6.33.
If you get below that, you could be top 100 on Saturday. If you get below
I
that,
won't get below that.
is that average?
That's average.
Oh, that's average. Oh, I thought that
Single
was
is 4.76.
You're not beating that.
But yeah, so if it does get beaten, it'll probably be Max who beats it.
Yeah. And that was just 6 days ago?
I
think so.
I think so.
Let me see. 6 days ago.
Well,
Like-
that was when he released the video. He always releases them a while after he gets them.
Oh.
So it was probably like 2 weeks ago. But he got it at the same comp as the 4x4 single.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it was.
For the 2025 World Championships, they announced the qualification times for each event. It's really interesting how they're doing it because they're doing it in multiple phases. So there's 4 phases. How it works is phase 1 opens for like a couple months, and only people with like a sub X average in each event can register for it. So you have to have a sub 8 3x3 average to register in phase 1 and things like that.
You could get it.
Well, so then after that, all those fast
The
people
scoff.
have registered. 'Cause
I'm better.
in phase 2 opens for a few months, and that's like the same except for it goes up a little bit. So you'll only have to have a sub 10 3x3 average. So I qualify for that.
So you could go to, where is it?
I'm probably gonna go to Worlds,
Where?
Seattle.
You're gonna go?
Hopefully, yeah. It's the closest it'll be for like 8 years or something.
Where was it last
5
year?
years.
South Korea?
Last year, it was in South Korea, yes. And it was gonna be in Amsterdam, but COVID offset the
Let me
whole.
go to Worlds with you.
Wow.
I'll just watch.
But yeah, so basically they're doing multiple phases, so that way the fast people get in first. And I think the reason they're doing that is because for European championships, Timon Kolasinski didn't even get into European championships because it filled so quickly with like newcomers and people who average like a minute. So they still let him in. They let him register and they gave him a spot. But like that kind of was a wake up
So
call.
they're doing like faster times, so then like the better people
can
actually
get a reserved spot in. Yeah.
So like
exactly.
okay.
So like
So you could get in phase 2, maybe even phase 1.
And for a couple events, I'm in like phase 3. So hopefully, I'll be able to register for a decent amount of events. But let me check.
What's your second like best cube? Like besides 3x3, what do you think you're best at?
Probably like Scube. Honestly, Scube is one of my highest rankings for average.
Fits you very well.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
so
like what you are good at? Like the green?
Yeah,
What is
so
that?
the green means that I can qualify for that phase.
Whoa. 3x3, one-handed, 2x2, 4x4, phase 3. What's
So basically, for like, if you want to compete,
is that for average or single?
average.
Oh.
So like, if you don't have a sub 1 minute 4x4 average, you can't compete at all.
I could, for phase 4, I could do 3x3. It goes from 13 seconds to a minute. Wait, scroll down, like to Pyraminx, and I could maybe get in for Pyraminx.
Pyraminx, I'll probably get in phase 2 for Pyraminx. Cause at this comp, cause me and Jeff have a comp on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'll probably get Southern Utah Summer.
Southern Utah Summer, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm on your thing.
Oh, nice. But anyways,
Your average is a 9.84 for 3x3 right now. That you could do better, right? Like when was your last 3x3 comp? Vegas Cup?
February. Very beginning of February. It's been like 3
I've
months.
gotten better.
I would say I'm about the same, but with good scrambles, there's a chance I could beat it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely probably beat the single because
my goal for this comp is just like get a sub 20.
Yeah.
And then
nice.
don't get a 30
average or single.
No, single.
Okay.
Don't get a 30 because I'm like it's not good. Like
You could
if
probably
I get
you could
good
probably get a
salts,
PR average. When we did comp sims the other week.
If I did good salt, if I mess up once, my solve is like over. Like I get a 30, which is not good. Like it's horrible.
Okay.
My average is a 22.91. What did I get when we were doing comp sims? Wasn't it like
21.91. You like beat it by a full second.
Nice. Single is 16.41. If I get a really good solve, I could beat that. Because I get like 17 every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like a pretty like good. It's always at my brother's volleyball games. I get really good solves. Like I get a lot of sub 20s, like 15s every once in a while. It's really good.
So I want to skip. I want to skip ahead to a couple of things really quick.
Yeah, but it's been over a year since I went to my last comp.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a 34. I was trash.
But anyways, Moyu released like a reboot of their Meilong V2, but now it has UV coding. The Meilong V2, so it's the cheapest UV coated cube. I think it's under $10 for UV coating, which is very uncommon. So that's pretty cool. And Moyu announced an unidentified 3x3 coming soon on their Instagram, just like the other day. And supposedly it's the Weilong V10, which is wild because they've been releasing a 3x3 like every week.
Actually, you want to
So,
know
like-
something weird about Moyu?
Huh.
Guys, they're releasing a stupid map.
Okay, so Moyu released a competition map. You wanna?
But the dumbest thing about it, like competition maps are pretty cool.
It's a competition.
It has all of the OLL and PLL Alex printed on it.
So like it has the big competition map that you'd have the timer on, and then it has
You
all
can't
the
do that.
OLL outs right here and all the PLLs right here.
And they'll like FTL.
Yeah, well I think it's just OLL and PLL,
That'd be.
but it's hilarious because you could just be solving and be like, oh,
I
what's
hope
this
I get
algorithm?
this in a comp.
Oh, here you go. But obviously it's not going to be allowed in competition.
Then why is it called a competition map?
I don't know why
Like,
they did that,
If
but
they ever make a beginner,
it's probably
comp
just for
only beginners.
Yeah. But GAN released their GAN. Oh my gosh, GAN 14 Pro. So they already had released the GAN 14 a while ago, but they released a Pro with like more magnets. I don't know why. Qi released a magnetic Ivy cube, which why on earth an Ivy cube? Nobody solves Ivy cubes. I think you have an Ivy cube.
Do I?
I think you have a keychain one.
No, I don't. Is Ivy Cube the one that looks like an eye?
The Yeet Ball is
The
like
Yeet
an
Ball.
Ivy cube, but anyway, so Moya released like a magnetic Ivy cube, which is hilarious because like it's a very simple cube, and like I don't know who would want the Ivy cube.
Yeah,
But-
that's so true.
Let me think. Okay, so Timebase is this new like speed stack scorecard alternative for competitions where you have like an NFT card. I think it's called an NFID, and you have this little tag thing, and basically you do your solve and it like counts down your inspection for you, this display. And then right when you're done with your solve, you just scan your scorecard, or you just scan your tag on the thing to like approve the solve, and then it instantly sends it to WCA Live. So like the
instantly?
moment you're done with the solve and scan it, it goes straight to WCA Live.
Wait, was it Calvin Nielsen? Yeah,
Calvin Nielsen,
Calvin.
and we've competed with him a couple times. He used to live
Here
in Utah. He moved to California. So Timebase has been getting.
Of course, it's California with Timebase.
Which funny thing is, Calvin made it with this guy named Dan Pastukhov, and he's the world record holder for FTO, which we were just talking about a second ago. But anyways, it's getting really popular in California, in the Bay Area, so they've been using it at like tons of competitions. Also in California, they've been live streaming competitions, so you can like go on the YouTube, and it like has like switching cameras of like all the solves during the round and stuff.
Oh, like at like Worlds, how
Yeah.
on a big screen.
I went to a comp that was live streamed
Oh,
in Vegas, and
at Speedcube Shop.
yeah, and I was
Nice.
like on stream and stuff, so it would like switch the camera to me and stuff. So what they do is they like put an X on your scorecard, like for all the fast people, like to show like this guy needs to be on stream.
Did you
So
go?
yeah, I got an X on my scorecard for like most of the events, which was cool. And
That's
so
really
I
cool.
got put under, because they only had like 4 spots that were underneath the cameras.
Oh,
So they would, which was cool.
That's really cool.
It was kind of nerve wracking at some of the times.
If you got a +2, that'd be so funny. Did you? Let's go check. Let's
No.
go check what
Except
things you got. Did you get good sauce?
well, that's when I got my 9.8 average.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
There's actually a part on the live stream because they have like commentators, and it cuts to me. It was like
Kyle was there?
Yeah.
Kyle Santucci?
It cuts to me on like the second to last solve of my 9.8 average, and I'm like jumping up and down, nervous and excited. And he's like, "Wow, this competitor seems really jazzed about a 9.51 solve," which I mean, I guess it's a pretty good solve, but like he didn't know
That's
that
funny.
he didn't know that I was about to get a sub 10 average, which by the way, my previous average had been an 11.1, and I jumped. Well, I got a 10.95 in the first round, and then a 9.84. But I got
final round. You got 11.
yeah, but I got a sub 10 single in every single round, which was cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. You got 2 in second round.
In second round?
Yeah, you got a.
I got an 8. And
And an 8.
Yeah.
You got.
so
3?
I have 3 sub 9s. And before I went to that
Ever?
competition,
You got 3 sub 9s?
before I went to that competition, I had only 2 sub 10s, and both of them were sub 9. I had an 8.79 and an 8.56, and no sub 10, like no 9-second solves. But then I got like 7 9s at that competition.
That's cool.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about on there?
What about Gan's new Mega Mix with Maglev and UV?
Oh yeah, so I remember the GAN Mega used to be pretty popular when we started.
Yeah.
It's not as popular anymore, but they recently did like a reboot with maglev and UV coating, and I've heard it's like really good, best like Mega on the market. And there's been like, I think some world records were set on the prototype actually. I know some national records and continental records were set on there, which is epic,
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
The 14.9 3x3 blind mean.
Oh yeah, Charlie Eggins.
Yeah.
So he got the world record single with like a 12.1 a couple months back, and then Tommy Cherry beat it with a 12 flat. And so Charlie got a 14.93 three blind mean, which was his first sub 15 mean, and I believe it's second in the world. Yeah, it's second in the world. The world record by Tommy Cherry is 14.15. And Charlie got a 12.7 second single, which I think that makes him the first blind solver to have two 12-second solves, which is insane. Like 12 seconds, that's
Can't even
counting.
get that on normal 3x3.
That's counting memo. So
Yeah.
like, if he had inspection time, he'd solve it in like 6 seconds. I think he might do it actually in his.
Do people do that a lot?
Oh wait, no. Tommy Cherry has some 12-second solve. He has 2 12s or 3 12s.
Do people
actually.
do that a lot, or that you use inspection?
Yeah, it's actually pretty common. Like Graham Siggins, the multi-blind world record holder, does 3x3 with 3 style, which is like a blindfolded method. And he got like an 8-second solve a couple weeks back. I saw on his YouTube channel, which is sick. So I think Charlie's 12.7 single.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Him and Tommy both have like 2 or 3 sub 13s, which is insane. And they're kind of leading the blind pack, right now, which is epic. And he's like 14 years old. He's like your age.
Oh, is that the one kid?
He's
That,
sponsored
like,
by David
Rubik's?
Puzzles too. He was sponsored by David
Yeah,
and
like
Rubik's, I
Rubik's.
think so. Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
he seems like a very cool dude, so I'm happy for him. And yeah, very crazy accomplishment. And then
There's also a new rumored best 4x4.
oh yes, the VinCube 4. So it was released by the 4x4 world record holder from like 2018, which is kind of funny because, well, it was from like 2012, but and at first everyone was like, wow, world record holder, this cube is going to be so amazing. But then people realized that he hadn't competed since like 2017, and his average is like about as good as mine, but just when he got it, it was a world record at the time. So people were kind of like, is it going to be good or not? And then what's interesting is they first released it, so it was VinCube's like debut cube. So no, they didn't release any 3x3s or anything. The VinCube 4x4. And the first batch was like really bad.
Oh.
And the Cubicle made a video and they were like, this sucks, But then the manufacturer was like really good about it. So they recalled all of the 4x4s and sent out a new batch that was like way good. And so it's basically like an updated MGC 4x4. So they kind of took this model and built off of it. So this is an MGC right here, which on its own is a very good 4x4.
I don't
But
think
yeah,
that's new at all. I think
No, I
that's
don't
out of
think
the
so.
box.
but I've heard the VinCube 4x4 is really good. I know people going to our competition that have them, so we can give it a try
Yeah.
and let you guys know how that is. But
How new is that?
I think the new batch came like last month or something, so it's been a second.
That's
But it's people are already getting really good times with it and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's pretty cheap too. Like it's the same price as an MGC. I think
it's $19.95.
I think it's like 22, but I saw
Oh, yeah,
it on
something like
sale
that.
at the Cubicle for like $18, which is
I think-
insane. But I think it's around the price of the MGC
Yeah, it's
4x4.
on my website. It's $19.95.
Well, that's for the MGC, but for
yeah.
the
Oh, are you
VinCube,
talking about the VIN?
yeah. The Vin is okay. The VinCube is $25. It was on sale for quite a bit off when I saw it. But what they did is they made like more gaps between the corners and edges
Wait, what?
for like easier turning and stuff.
Let's see.
You can kind of see on here. It's like,
Yeah, it's
Slightly
a bit
wider.
bigger.
and it's like more frosted and stuff, so it's a bit more shiny. Yeah, I haven't tried one, but I know the first batch was like really squeaky when you turned it, which was like one of the main problems with it.
Like worse than spring noise.
Yeah, I was like,
That would be horrible.
yeah, that'd be so annoying when you're solving. But yeah, so I've heard it's really good.
Yeah. I want to talk about the FTO a bit more.
Okay. Let me see.
Like, he was telling me that whenever somebody gets the FTO in, they're gonna sell out like in a day.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know there are like people all over
That scout out. Like,
they're scouting
all
out
day.
like people on the FTO. Look, any updates with the Diansheng FTO? Bro just sent it right here.
Just barely. Like this is in the FTO Discord server.
Yeah. So
What's that guy's name? Gluggy.
I don't know.
Gluggy?
Don't go around saying people's...
I'm saying his Discord. Discord
whatever.
name, Gluggy.
But
I'm coming after you, Gluggy.
people are very anxious for the Diansheng, but there's guys in the FTO server who are like in contact with Diansheng who like have prototypes and stuff.
And they're getting them.
Yeah. So they've been giving updates and stuff.
I don't even get updates.
Well, that's because you just did. These guys are like top solvers or people who actually work for Diansheng.
Oh.
But it's wild. So they've been getting tons of, they're being swarmed to get like the new FTO out, and so I think people are gonna like all the big stores like Speedcube Shop and the Cubicle are gonna sell out immediately. People have been emailing all sorts of smaller stores like, are you gonna stock up on the FTO? Are you gonna stock up on the FTO?
I haven't gotten any yet.
Huh?
I haven't gotten any.
Well, that's because nobody knows about your stuff.
Yeah, I know.
KillerCubes.com. But yeah, so it'll definitely be interesting to see like how well that FTO sells. But I think it's definitely a good opportunity for new stores like yours to
like,
stock up.
The second, if I get it before everybody and you say Killer Cubes got it, that'd be so crazy. That would be a game changer.
So that's definitely going to be super interesting. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so lots of crazy news happening recently. We'll be back in hopefully a few weeks to talk about some more cubing news and give you updates on everything in the speed cubing world.
Make sure to go subscribe to Scooby Cuber on YouTube and Killer Cubes on YouTube and Instagram, and go check out KillerCubes.com. And go check out Scooby's merch.
Yes, please. There's
some right there. It looks really good.
Thanks.
It's pretty soft.
But yeah, so that's about it. Thanks for watching Twist and Talk, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.